everyone's talking about the interview with Harry and Meghan with Oprah. And of course, The View is no exception to that. One of the big angles to that story is how Piers Morgan absolutely lost it over the fact that the interview happened, over the allegations of racism made in the interview toward the royal family. And so the ladies at The View discussed it. And that's pretty much all the context you need to understand this nonsensical video that we're about to show you. Take a look.
The American experiment is the way to go. And if we have two American women, Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey, who are single-handedly finishing what George Washington and our revolutionary counterparts did, I'm all for it.
Okay.
So, Whoopi expressing probably what most people feel when they watch that clip. So what she's trying to say, like, you should watch the whole thing in more context. I don't want to sit through it, which is why we don't have the fuller context for you, but I can explain. Like, she's trying to make a point about how I don't want to defend the royal family because I'm an American and I'm proud of America and we're so wonderful and I have so much pride in my country, patriotism this, patriotism that, the same jingoistic nonsense that you can expect from the Meghan McCains of the world. And then she goes on to like start criticizing Meghan Markle a little bit, but then like immediately like goes to, did you know that young people in the UK do not have pride in their country? And that's wrong, which is why it's wrong that Meghan Markle said this. Like, that was kind of what was implied. And then she went on to, but America's the greatest. There's no other country that's even great. So it's great that an American is in the UK, trashing the royal family. It was just like a ridiculous statement. And that's what Meghan McCain's there for, to be honest. I mean, that's what makes the show entertaining.
Yeah, it's, the producers obviously know they have something on their hands because they can easily, create tension just by having this woman speak at all about anything, any subject matter, because she has such horrible and horrific taste. I just find it hilarious that anybody, Meghan McCain, Piers Morgan, anybody would be surprised that the inventors of colonialism have racially problematic views, right?
I don't know why I feel like I was trying to make that point yesterday, but I did it sheepishly. Like, I was almost afraid, and I don't know why.
No,
it's they're racist. Yes,
they invented this concept, and not even like colonialism as in the American colonies and yada yada yada. Like neo-colonialism. Go to India. Go to West Africa. Go to all of these different places where the British Empire kind of went over there and said, "Look, we're coming here to civilize the savages, and for the benefit of you guys, and how you guys repay us is by letting us extract every single resource that your country has to offer for ourselves and our own enrichment. You guys get British culture." Yeah. It's like it's insane. This is those same people who looked at people as, savages, mud huts, this, that, and the third. These people are spear chuckers, yada 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 yada. They're not as refined as the fine people from England. Like, they come from the family who invented that. Okay, yep. And these idiots walk around in crowns and as if their actual bloodline is some pure nobility, and people entertain it. It's and the funny thing is, man, it shows so many things to me. It's like the interest that these people still are able to generate just shows me, honestly, the instinct that everyday people have for bootlicking, and it makes me sad. Like, people literally want to have people to idolize and sort of look up to for no other reason than that they're better than them. It's quite sad to see it.
In that same segment, Joy Behar made a smart point that I think that all too often I'm dismissive of personally, and it's just, how powerful identity is, because what you're saying about, like the conservatives and even people in the UK are pretty furious, like based on polling that I've seen, they're not happy with that interview. And I couldn't understand why, because in my mind, like, we're talking about like a symbolic monarchy. These people don't really have any real power, but it's part of their identity, right? And so when you have someone, or in this case, two people, talk to Oprah, who's like the American queen of broadcasting, about how awful the royal family is, and the royal family is such a huge part of the identity in Britain, right? Well, then it leads to this like very visceral reaction. It leads to the backlash that unfortunately they're getting right now. But I think true love of country is the willingness of seeing it for what your country is, and being real about its flaws, being real about its history, and wanting to do whatever it takes to make it better, right? Not just so it looks like a good place to the rest of the world, but so it's a good place for everyone living in it. And like this negative knee-jerk reaction, like, I mean, you want to talk about people getting triggered. Nothing triggers people more than admitting that your country's flawed and that it's not the greatest country in the world, and that it could be, but things need to change, right? I mean, America, for instance, never wants to learn any lessons from other countries that are actually doing things right. Like, I mean, you'll have US politicians tell you that Canadians hate their healthcare system, when in reality, polling from Canada indicates that people love their healthcare system. Yeah, would they want some tweaks, maybe a little reform here and there? Sure, but overall, compared to our healthcare system, I mean, it's no question, they love their healthcare system way more than they could ever love a broken system like the one we have. Me saying that doesn't mean I hate America. Me saying that means that I think America has the capability to evolve into a much greater country that actually looks out for the common good, as opposed to allowing a small group of people to hoard all the resources and wealth for themselves.
And yeah, just the idea that that the royals need protecting of all people, right? Like, oh my, like I get that. I guess people in the UK do associate a lot of the national identity with these people, these Germans, by the way. It's just weird to me that this knee-jerk clutching of the pearls for literally the most privileged people on planet Earth. Like, and this isn't like, white privilege nonsense crap that we hear here in the US. No, like these people like actually enjoy more privilege than anybody ever. People diss them on a TV show, and certain people have to put their capes on for them. It's quite ridiculous, honestly.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.